Hi everyone, it's me, I'm back. I just wanted to get on here really quick and talk a little bit about discipline over emotions. I've been thinking about what I value more recently when it comes to my emotional well being and emotional comfort versus being disciplined and just doing something and following it through. Personally, I have had to grow and learn how to control my emotions and how to not let my emotions control me. And that's still something I'm learning to this day. Like, I'm not the best at controlling my emotions. I am a very emotional person, and I don't know why. I was never really like sat down and talked to about how to control my emotions. Like, no one ever sat me down and was like, hey, you can't freak out. Like, you can't freak out and you can't just block off everything because you're mad and do things, take actions when you're upset. Every time I have made a decision or I've done something when I'm upset, I've always sat back and thought about that moment later on, like when I'm okay, when I'm calm. I just want to reflect on what happened. That's when I start thinking about things that I could have done, I should have done, I didn't do when I was mad. Every time, like, you look back and think about things you've done when you're upset and stuff, it's very rarely a moment where you're like, you know what, I did the right thing. Like, whatever I did, I'm still sticking by that. Like, I don't think I'm wrong. Things can get very emotional very quickly, and when you're out of it, emotions are very fluid. You're never going to be always upset. You're never always going to be happy. Like, no matter how hard you try, you're human. You have emotions, you have feelings. Things hurt you, things make you happy. Whatever it is, like, you're a human, you're a person. So it's okay, like, we're not robots. So of course we have emotions, and that's another fascinating thing that we could talk all day about how fascinating emotions are and what triggers emotions, what makes us feel the way we do and why. But as someone who is trying to build a life that is sustainable, that is successful, and you have big goals, you need to make sure you can control your emotions. And that is one of the very basic and one of the main and very basic things that you have to do as a young entrepreneur, as a young adult, as anybody that is trying to build a sustainable and successful life. Emotions can get in the way of things you're trying to achieve very easily, and it can cause drastic changes in your life that you weren't expecting or you weren't planning on if you weren't feeling the way you're feeling in that moment. We make a lot of rash decisions when we're upset. Sometimes when we let our emotions take control of what we're doing, we're not really thinking straight because you're just focused on one thing that you're upset about. You say and do things that you sit back and think about later, and you start thinking about things you could have done and should have done and didn't do, and those are things you can't take back. And the only thing you can say that caused you to make those decisions was your emotions. You sit there and say, oh, I did this because I was mad. Oh, I did this because I was feeling this type of way. And those are things like you can't really take back. Like, you kind of just have to flow with it. You either apologize and move on, or you act like it didn't happen. So I think one thing that people can judge you by is how well you can control your emotions, because it takes discipline, number one, and it takes growth as an individual, number two, to understand your emotions, to understand how to control them, to not let them control you. Your emotions are not your boss. Your emotions do not pay your bills. And If you're only working when you feel like it, or you're only doing things when you feel like it, that's exactly where you're going to stay. You're never going to achieve the things you want to do. You're going to be stuck in the same emotional and physical context until you decide to change and you focus on the problems and the issues that you have as a person. There might be a certain type of person you want to be, which I think also takes some time to sit down and reflect on, to understand what kind of person are you, what is your personality like, what are the things you like doing, and also what are the things you don't like, what are the boundaries that you have, and how to exercise them with respect. Sometimes we are so emotional, we forget about respect. We can become disrespectful. So that's why it's so important to control our emotions, because we can make a lot of different decisions that affect our character, that affect our image, that also affect our career, that can affect our family and friends and how people perceive us. And I know it's not always about what people think of you, but how emotionally intelligent you are can also determine how you feel about yourself. If you only go to work when you feel like going to work, if you only do things to change your current life because you feel like changing in that moment, because you have a little bit of motivation to change in that moment, if you only do things when you feel like doing them, you're going to stay exactly where you are, because emotions are a roller coaster. They don't go away. We're not robots, we're humans. They're always going to be here. No one is ever always happy. No one is ever always sad or always angry. So, a big part of growing up and developing professionally and building your character is emotional growth and regulation. Every time I made a decision when I'm upset or angry or anything like that, like in a negative state of mind, I have always sat back and thought about that moment. And it's a lot of the times that I can't think of any other reason why I did what I did other than the fact that I was mad or I was upset. And I'm realizing as I'm growing up and I'm trying to get to like all these big places where I don't know anyone. I don't know any rich people. I don't know anyone that knows how to make money work for them. So I don't have anyone to guide me, to tell me, hey, this is what you need to do to get a lot of money or to get where you want to go. So I kind of am figuring it out along the way. So I'm trying not to beat myself up about the decisions that I have made in the past, because that has all shaped me into the person that I am today. But that is also something that I reflect on deeply. And one of the things I reflect on a lot is about controlling my emotions, because it is still something that I'm working on. I think I don't know if I know anyone that can say that they have perfected, controlling their emotions. I've met a lot of very calm individuals, very professional, respectable individuals that know how to articulate themselves no matter how they're feeling. They articulate themselves and communicate respectfully with people. And I have always thought that is like far beyond my reach. I always thought that is just me as a person. I'm just a big extrovert. That's why I can come off very strong and opinionated and emotional sometimes. But that's not the case. It's just learning how to control your emotions and also how to communicate how you're feeling in a respectful way. Learn how to be an adult, how to build your image, and how to get people to see you in a certain type of way. It's hard to get there when you don't have a mentor to kind of tell you, like, you need to dress this kind of way, you need to speak this kind of way, you need to communicate or respond in this type of way in these situations. Feeling stressed out, not feeling anxious, not feeling angry. Emotional people are chasing peace. Dedicated people are chasing goals. They are chasing motivation. They are chasing money. They're chasing things that are going to get them further than they are today. And the only way that you're going to do that is by staying dedicated. Of course, like my interests have changed throughout my life and things like that. But one thing I've always been dedicated to is money, honey. That thing has never changed. It's always been everything that I want in my life, like everything that I've always wanted. I want a dog. I want nice makeup. I want to be able to buy cute hair clips and hair bands for my hair. Like, I like nice clothes. I like nice cars. And most of the things that I like and want cost money. So that's always been the main goal. Like, I need money. What I want to do, the things I want from life, that all those things have always changed. The world just has so much to offer. When they say the world is your oyster, the world is your oyster. And you can get whatever you want as long as you stay dedicated. Sometimes it can get hard because literally 2 days ago I was filming a video crying. Like, I don't know what I want to do. Like, I'm literally having a quarter life crisis. I just turned 25 the other day, and it's like I really don't know what I want to do. And that is something that keeps you driven, that keeps you going. Always have a big why in mind. Like, why are you doing the things that you're doing today? Where do you want to go? What is your big why? Do you want a stable life where you have enough money to support your family? Do you want a home? Do you want to be successful in a business? Do you want to be a great doctor? Your big why should be something that makes you feel good as a person, that reflects your personality, that reflects your morals, gives you a purpose, and gives you fulfillment in your life. That should be your big why. Something that you want to do that's going to make you feel like you are contributing positively to the world, because it is something that people can use against you if you do things because you're angry or because you're upset or whatever reason, because of how you're feeling. It is very easy for people to say that you are not the right fit for something, or you don't have the emotional capacity for something, you're not mature enough for something. That is something that I have experienced a lot throughout my professional career, and also like just my personal life, that a lot of people will see you differently based on how you carry yourself, based on how you present yourself. And if you present yourself as someone that is working off of emotions, people will try to get you out of your character. People will try to piss you off. People will try to get you angry to get a reaction out of you. So you are there looking crazy while they're just doing it for their entertainment. It's not affecting their image. It's not damaging their reputation. It's not doing anything to them, but it is doing things for you. People are looking at you as someone that does not know how to control your emotions, that does not know how to communicate when you feel a certain way. And they will use that against you. They will know how to control it all, because how you present yourself, especially in public situations, like whether you are at the grocery store, the best place to practice your emotional regulation is at home. Okay? So, when you catch yourself getting mad about something, or you catch yourself getting frustrated or fucking stressed out about something, sometimes it could be because you're running late, because somebody put something in the wrong place and you can't find it, your dog is pissing you off. There's a lot of things. Dishes in the freaking sink, clothes everywhere, house is messy. Things like that are little things that you can actually reflect on and actually try and build your emotional maturity off of. And that's just like everyday little things, and that you don't need to be in big public places to kind of like show your emotional maturity. Those are things that you can do on a daily basis to regulate your emotions a little bit more, to balance your emotions out, or at least learn how to regulate your emotions. So that way, when big or bigger situations, you experience a situation that really tests your emotional maturity, you kind of can practice those little habits that you've been practicing at home where no one is watching, out in public. Because when you are out in public and you get mad, people are watching. When you're at the grocery store and you get mad, or the way you like respond, the way you carry yourself, people are watching. People, if they see that you're getting annoyed, or if they see that you're not here for the BS, like you have a kind of like a standoffish attitude, people can tell from your like energy that you just don't want to be spoken to, you don't want to be messed with right now. People can tell. And in some situations, yes, that is like how you want to present yourself, but in most situations, as someone who is trying to build an image, build a business, build a professional background, it is your image kind of matters. Your image kind of matters. As much as I hate to say it sometimes I want to just be who I am and want to speak to you guys the way I want to speak to you. How people view you is important. Especially when you're not born into money, when people don't automatically know, oh, you're this person's daughter, you're this person's son, so you have money. No one is born knowing how to communicate professionally with boundaries, say the right things in the right times, control their emotions, all that kind of stuff. You either have successful, rich parents and families that will tell you how to do so when you're young, so you never have to come across the criticism of being labeled immature or young or whatever it is. Like, you don't have to go through anything that kind of tests your emotional capacity. Sometimes you're just born into that luxury where you have people to show you how to do those things. But when you don't, it is okay to learn. It is okay to learn, but you have to want to learn. You cannot go through your life continuing to live off of your emotions. It's easy, but it takes time. It takes patience, and it's something that takes dedication. Always just continuously have to remind yourself of your big why. As you grow older and kind of explore the different pathways that you want to take in life, like wherever you want to go, you will learn yourself the how and why it's so important to regulate your emotions. If you are someone that hasn't really sat back and thought about it in a while, I think it's something that should always constantly be in the back of your mind. Like, I need to make sure I'm not letting my emotions control me. Just think about the fact that you need to control your emotions. Don't let the emotions control you, because you're bigger than that. You have places you want to go, you have things you need to get done, and how you're feeling, it's not in the picture right now. Feelings come after we're rich, honey. Feelings come after we're rich. After we have the money, after we can take back our time to do whatever we want to do. You can feel however you want. You can lay in bed and be depressed however long you want to be depressed, because you know you have money coming in. You did your part to become successful. Then you can sit in your feelings. But right now, when we're trying to get to where we want to be, people are watching. People are seeing what your potential is. You don't know who it is. The same thing is like athletes. Like, when you're an athlete in college, like college athletes, you don't know who's watching. So you always have to put your best foot forward. Anytime I step out the house now, I try to dress decent. Like, sometimes I don't feel like, getting dressed up and doing all that, but I try to put my best foot forward. You never know who you'll run into. And successful people are looking for success in people. Just because someone is rich doesn't necessarily mean that they are always going to give out their opportunities and money to other rich people. People with dedication, people with maturity, people who can communicate with respect, opportunities. They will open doors for you if they think that you have the potential to achieve the things you want to achieve. And one way to do it is, unfortunately, growing up out of our young ways, because people love to say when you get mad and you do something crazy, people will try and hold you back for whatever reason. So anything you can do to better yourself, to put foot forward, show people the best you need to start doing today. And one thing you can do starting today is remembering that your emotions do not control you. You control your emotions. Okay? Clock it. Clock it. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm out. Bye.